everyday tea etiquette. In my grandmother's day, they had proper tea service, and it was quite an affair. But let's talk about tea today. Our world is very, very hectic, and at work, yes, take time for a tea and coffee break. And here's a few tips on tea. Now, technically, this is a coffee cup. And many of you, I expect, are taking just a normal everyday tea bag. This happens to be a Tetley tea bag from Canada. And so they drop it in here like this, stir it around, bang, 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 and drink it with the tea bag still in the cup. Now there are better ways. So let's talk about some of those options. This actually could be for tea or coffee based on the size. And when you are drinking tea, you leave the saucer on the table and you bring the teacup up to you like this and sip on it. Don't blow and don't take a spoon and stir, 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 bang, 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 sip. And then what do you do with the spoon? You could set it back on your tea saucer. So that's one option of a teacup. There are also other lovely options, and this happens to be one of my grandmother's teacups. Beautiful, nice design inside, and of course the matching teacup and saucer. So this is a lovely, lovely teacup. And for my own personal china, I have Versace china that is the Medusa pattern, and here you'll see the Medusa head. And this actually cost more than my car, but I love it. So this would be a nice little gold handle and a teacup. So now let's talk about options. I don't recommend that you take the tea bag and put it in the teacup unless there are no other choices for you. So we have teapots. This is a beautiful gold brass teapot from the Middle East. The challenge with this kind of teapot is that the handle gets hot, so you need a small little glove there in order to be able to effectively pour the tea. Always hold the teapot lid while you are pouring. The person at a tea party that you as the host give to pour the first round of tea would be considered your highest guest of honor. This is also a teapot. This is from my silver tea service, one of my most treasured tea items, and it's a lovely, lovely item. It's quite heavy, and I have the teapot, coffee pot, and all the other goodies that go with it. The key to knowing it's a teapot is that it's short and stout, where coffee pots are much taller and leaner. And an everyday teapot could be something as simple as this white teapot, and again holding the lid. I recommend when you're preparing tea that you bring the water to almost a boil. And then you put the teapot, you're going to put the water in the teapot, but take a knife and put it into the empty cold teapot and pour the hot water onto the knife. That way you will never ever crack or break your teapot. Now just pour a little bit in the teapot, swirl it around, that will heat the teapot. Then pour that water out, and then add your tea bags, or ideally a loose tea. I have lots of beautiful loose tea that I chose when I was working in Taiwan a few years ago. But there are so many kinds of tea, right from our basic Earl Grey and to our fancy herbal teas, and on into the really fancy ones and the everyday things. So you've got lots and lots of choices. Now, what I see most people doing when they have the tea in here, and again, not the tea bag, is they will take a spoon and they will do stir, stir, lick. And then they wonder what to do with the spoon. But I'm going to suggest to you that there are better ways. Now, I have an array of teaspoons today. So if my cup is gold trimmed, I would want to use a gold spoon. So I've got a couple of gold spoons here. The difference is mostly the handle, but also the size of the actual spoon. So I would need a short teacup with a short-handled teaspoon, so that when I put it in there, it's balanced, versus something that's so much larger that it's going to cause a bit of a problem. Now, this is a teaspoon. This may look like a teaspoon, but it's actually a grapefruit spoon. See the serrated edges on there? Don't get mixed up. Now, many types of teaspoons with gold, silver, long handles, short handles, and then we have something like this. This could actually be for sugar. So you would put it into the sugar bowl. Now when you have the sugar bowl, you're going to take the lid off, set it down like this on the table, not upside down. This is not very pretty by comparison to this. And everything is about how it actually looks. Then you're going to take your spoon for the sugar and put some on there and pour it in there. You do not use this spoon to stir your cup. This belongs here so that everyone can use it. When you go to pour the milk in your tea, you're going to pour it so that it's in like this. If you were in Britain and some of the European countries, this milk in the tea milk pitcher would be warm, where in Canada and North America it's almost always cold. I remember my first trip to Florida, I asked for tea for breakfast, and they brought what I thought looked like soda. They'd actually brought me iced tea. In Canada, we very seldom use iced tea, and I always thought tea meant hot tea. So we have some options with all of our lovely, lovely tea services. This is another option that goes with my silver tea set, and in here are the small items of sugar. What I see most of all when people are using sugar or some of the other sweeteners, they will take it like this and they'll shake it, and then they'll go like this, and then they'll pour it into their cup, and then they'll go like this and pop it somewhere on the table. What a mess. So always think about everything that you say, do, wear, and how you drink your tea. Even if you were in Asia or the Middle East, you wouldn't drink your tea like this because you're showing the bottom of the cup. So you could actually turn sideways so that was not facing anyone, or you could put your other hand here. And remember, don't blow on the tea. Have a great, elegant tea party. And a tea party can be any day at work that you personally need to take just a calm down break. Tea is a lovely, lovely way to take a break. Gloria Starr, the global expert of choice in image, etiquette, communication, and leadership coaching.